Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Marketing Risk Podcast. For today's episode, we are going to focus on how high performing professionals should navigate life without burnout. So, today we are going to talk about health, nutrition, and mental resilience with Daphne Prasad. Daphne is an entrepreneur, health and nutrition life coach, author, and an influencer. She once worked in the corporate jungle as a marketing head and now helps other people working in the corporate jungle to live a healthy and holistic life. So, welcome to the show, Daphne. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Crispino. It is really an honor to be here and sharing few of my enlightened words with you.
Amazing, amazing. So, to begin the podcast, Daphne, could you start off by telling our audience a bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So, as you said that we are going to talk about the corporate. So, I have myself have been an ex-corporate worker, an employee. So, I've worked in the corporates for the past 8 years. Then I started off with my own venture, and so if I need to give my introduction, I would first refer to that I'm an corporate ex-corporate employee turned certified health and nutrition life coach, certified health and nutrition life coach, and also an influencer and an author. So, the main reason behind why I got my certification behind all of this was that, as I told you, that I have struggled in the same field, and I know how much importance it is, like, to be fit, to be healthy in this corporate environment. I do feel the need that there are people who need to have a hold on their health, which they're not keeping it because there's a lot of competition and all. So that is the main reason why I jumped into this arena and I started my certification and completed it. And now I'm following a holistic approach how to improve the health of the corporate employees.
It's lovely. You do many things at the same time. Amazing. So, I guess there's a lot to learn from you in this show on how you can multitask, manage so many different aspects, and also be fit. So,
Right.
yes, let's get started.
Sure.
So the first question I'd like to ask you, Daphne, is what would you say are the common patterns that you see when people come to you? Common patterns in poor health management.
Okay, so the common patterns which are there are mostly I have seen people like those who enroll into my transformation programs are the corporate employees. The reason behind it is that they are working day and night, they do not have time. They have this, they come up with the very common problems which are because of the lifestyle. We call it the lifestyle diseases like diabetes, thyroid and stress and obesity and PCOS and stuff like that. And that is all because their kind of lifestyle which they're living in and the environment which they're living in is such that doesn't allow them to be very fit and healthy. So they come up to me with the thing that, ma'am, I have certain amount of time only. I'm juggling through work day in, day out, so I cannot give myself that much time towards the health. I cannot eat healthy, I cannot cook meals, I cannot do this and that. So please, can you guide us, and within the small amount of time which we can dedicate it towards you, can you help us transform it? And many of them are there who are taking medicines for diabetes, for high cholesterol, for stress management and all, which I feel, and I have healed people who don't even need medicines for it. It is just a lifestyle change which they need to understand. And if they actually understand that, they can easily get rid of these kind of
Hmm.
lifestyle diseases.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I've noticed a lot of people in my friend circle or family have cancer at the age of 35 or die from heart attack at the age of 40 or have cholesterol or who have health diseases at a very young age. While as if I compare that to our parents, the boomers, they did not have all these problems and they also had a busy life. I'm sure they'd never said that, oh, my life is very nice and, I'm having fun. I'm able to manage it. Even they had a hectic, stressful life. They had to manage kids and work at the same time. So why is it difficult for millennials or Gen Zs or people nowadays to manage life as compared to back in the day?
See, there are few reasons to it. Number one, I would say, is the biggest reason, which is the sedentary kind of lifestyle. Ancestors, they used to work, but there
Hmm.
was movement. Nowadays, as you mentioned, that there are corporate employees who are stuck to their chair for hours and hours. So the sedentary lifestyle is basically the main reason why it is causing
Hmm.
problems like high cholesterol, problem like diabetes, problem like PCOS in women, and
Hmm.
cancer diseases. And also these are all the diseases which we call lifestyle diseases, which is happening due to the long sitting hours or the kind of sedentary lifestyle which we have. Then the second thing is again related to the this sedentary lifestyle only. Our ancestors knew the where to draw a boundary. They used to work for certain hours, and for certain hours they know that what kind of movement we need to have. They used to have food at the right time. They never
True.
binged eat anything wrong. Whatever healthy was cooked at home, they used to eat that. But vice
Hmm.
versa, if we see that in our generation, in the millennials or Gen Zs or any stuff like that, any people like that,
Hmm.
what the main problem is that we don't get time. We are so glued to a chair that we think that either we skip meals or
Hmm.
else we eat our meals at a later hour and then straight away go to sleep. So
Or
that is
eat
not
some fast
recommended.
food. Yeah.
Eat some fast food. Now today we have Zomato, Swiggy, everything at our fingertips. So the easiest way is अरे यार खाना बनाने को नहीं मिल रहा है, so let's just Swiggy it. So we
Yeah.
Swiggy whatever is convenient for us. So this is also a very big thing that is causing a problem. Third reason I would like to give you is the nutrition part. As I told you, the earlier people used to take care of the nutrition very well. They used to eat rotis, they used to eat dal, chawal, all kind of sabzis, staple foods. From all the regions, they used to eat staple foods. But nowadays, people don't eat healthy food enough. As I told you, Swiggy, Zomato, they think what is like burger or junk, which is easy to eat. They can just hold in one hand and they can keep on typing it on in the
Yeah.
other hand. They just grab that food and eat it, or else
Absolutely.
they thrive more on caffeine so that their
Hmm.
energy levels can be maintained, which is really harmful. They skip their meals. They are like
Hmm.
their morning start with a cup of black coffee instead of having a haldi
Yeah.
doodh or maybe some sort of herbal chai. They start off with a black coffee because it gives them an instant kick. But they do not know that having a wrong breakfast or starting your day on a very bad note, like which is caffeine, can actually cause a bigger problem for the entire day. Because I'll tell you the secret that if your mornings are not made right, the entire day, if you eat healthy, the nutrients won't get absorbed into your body. So the first food which goes into your body should be a healthy meal so that the stomach has a lining of a healthy food, and thereby, if you eat healthy foods, the nutrients will get absorbed into your body. So these are the few reasons why we are different and we have more problems than our ancestors.
Do you think all this technology and advancements like Swiggy, Zomato has made us lazy, and because of that, we've drifted down this path?
Yes, absolutely. Because of Swiggy and Zomato, as they said now that we'll be delivering it in 30 minutes. So even if
10
you're
minutes. Yeah.
getting 10 minutes and
Yeah.
blink it, it will be delivered in 10 minutes or something like that. So
Hmm.
like the corporates have a like timeline that they are working late hours till 12 o'clock, till 1 o'clock. Now no one has time. Everyone is so fogged up, messed up, that they are like now they don't have time to, you know, make food, cook food, and then eat it at 3 o'clock. So what they do
Hmm.
is when they're finished with the working at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, then they just Swiggy it and they are like, okay,
Hmm.
food is good and we can eat it. So
Yeah.
this is making us very lazy. They are making
Hmm.
us malnutrition. There is a lot of nutrient deficiency, and that is causing a lot of health issues like high cholesterol
Hmm.
and diabetes, obviously, because junk food is never healthy. It comes
Yeah.
with, if it is fancy, then it has a lot of junk and lot of nutrient deficiency in it. The
Hmm.
simpler the food looks, better nutrient value it has. But the
Yeah.
fancier the food looks, it is actually it has a lot of nutrient deficiencies.
Funny, I saw this reel on Instagram or LinkedIn like a couple of days ago. There's this guy, I'll maybe put his link in the description. He tests fast food from all across the globe, and he tested an American McDonald's burger. He kept it for 30 days and there was no moss, no decay, nothing on it. It looked exactly the same. And he kept our normal organic veggies and fruits, potato
Yes.
chips in another bowl, and that within 7 days started decaying. So that kind of goes to show you the amount of preservatives that these guys put in the food to make the shelf life longer, which is really harmful for us. Like if normal environment cannot break it down, imagine our bodies. I don't think they can break it down either.
Right. Totally
So what's the
agree.
solution, Daphne? I think we all know a bit about all these things. We know that it's not good to work hard. We know like overtime. We know we have to set boundaries. We know we have to eat healthy. But still we are going down that same path. So how do we change that? What's the solution?
Okay, the solution is very simple actually. We all know the solution, but the thing is, we don't want to apply those solutions. Be it corporate employees, be it the founders of those big startups and big companies, or all, we all have this hustle thing because
Yeah.
what our generation and what our people and environment have prioritized and have given a fancier word is that the more you work, the more you hustle, that is like equal to more productivity, and oh my god, you are a high performer, you are a nice performer. So that is why people are running after all these things. But simple habits which can keep you very healthy and nice is like you can prepare your meals. Like on a Sunday you can prepare at least your breakfast meals, like the oat meals and all, for 7 days. You can keep a grocery check of all of those days, and everything, every healthy nutrient you can find in your kitchen. Your kitchen is full of nutrients, but the thing is that we don't go and cook in that. The second thing is like we mostly don't pay attention to it is the first, it should be actually sleep deprivation. We do not pay attention to our sleep cycle. We think that हमें कर लेते हैं,
Hmm.
neglected, but we should actually take 8 hours of good sound sleep, because if you do not take a good sound sleep, the other day it is not only going to have you a brain fog, it is also going to hamper your health. Whatever you eat, that is not going to be properly digested. There will be burnout at your workplace, and if there is going to be a burnout at your workplace, that is actually going to decrease your productivity at work. And when the productivity decreases, obviously the person has to suffer at the end, because no company wants a patient employee, right? So I would say hydrate yourself, eat nutritious food, take care of your sleep. If you're feeling that you're having that feeling of burnout, that it has actually going started, your burnout stage has actually started, start taking breaks, for which I
Hmm.
call as 20-30
So
breaks.
yeah,
Like,
before we get into that, I'd like to ask you, how do you know what are the early signs that you're going through a burnout or it's hitting you?
sorry?
What are the early signs that you're facing burnout or it's hitting you? The burnout is about to hit you.
Okay, so there is a lot of the early signs, I would say, of the burnout would be sleep deprivation. You will not be able to sleep. There'll be like the your sleeping patterns would change. Then there would be like anything which you eat won't be digested properly, because the metabolism would actually decrease. So your metabolism will decrease, so you won't be able to eat properly. Then your stress actually meter rises. And when the stress meter rises, there will be continuous headaches. And one more thing which I really like to mention is that people think that stress just happens in our brain. That if we have headache, that is only the sign of stress. No, that is wrong. Stress can actually cause you physical pain also, which is like pain in the joints, maybe stomach problems and all. So this is all related to stress. So these are some early signs which are actually related to that there is a threshold which is coming, which is called the burnout. So you need to take a break at this point of time and take care of your health. So movement is very important. What you all can do is like work for, if you're working for 60 minutes straight away, then take a 10-minute break in your company. Maybe do some bench or desk exercises, that is going to help you a lot. Or maybe just take 10 minutes out for yourself and practice gratitude or something like that, and that is really going to help you. So these are some of the reasons which Relates burnout.
Got it. So now say someone's working 10 to 12 hours and we can't help them now. He's heard the podcast, but they can't do anything about it because their boss is just on their head. Or March is coming, so appraisals are due. How can that person in this situation start improving their health? What are some tips that someone can do in a really hectic, fast-paced life to kind of be healthy?
First of all is, don't fix your fitness, fix your health first. By health, I mean fix your nutrition first. Make healthy meals. There are many healthy meals which are very tasty and quick to make. So what you can do is that you can prepare your meals beforehand itself, like oatmeal you can prepare in the night and keep it and have it in the morning. You can have different amount of, like, different variety of salads which are there. You need to take those salads, for example, for your lunch you can have it, or you can have your normal lunch also, that is not a problem. Then you can have quick fixes like dry fruits, makhanas, because they are really high in vitamin D and healthy fats. So these fats actually help you to keep your brain stronger. So first would be that you keep your nutrition on point. Second comes the fitness thing, which is, as I say, that it is like about 20-30 minute wala rule, which is that 20 minutes you need to give yourself for all the cardio or the stretches or something like that. You can do stretches and all. Then you can have like thrice a day you can have a strength training session or something like that. And it is not necessary that you need to work out all 6 days. You can just work out for 3 days also and just practice some yogasans for the remaining 3 days. That is also going to work. The third
Mhm.
thing is, you need to keep in mind about the sleep patterns. If you're sleeping well, you know when to keep put a break, that no, after 10 p.m. I'm not going to check the like work mails or the messages and all. So that is also going to help you. So for that sleep, you need to take magnesium rich foods, which are very
Mhm.
much helpful in your sleep cycle. They're going to improve your sleep cycle. So magnesium rich foods or anything in the terms of
Can you give
magnesium
some
is,
examples? Can you give some
see,
examples?
so for magnesium, I can say that you can have dark chocolate. That is very much very rich in magnesium. And
Okay.
that is also give you satiety, that yes, I've eaten something sweet, and your mood actually relaxes, and at the same time it gives you a lot of magnesium. There are certain oils also which come, which you can rub on your palms, and then you can sleep at that time, at that part of time. And you can also have makhanas during the night time.
Love it.
So that is going to actually help you. And the fourth thing is, do remember to keep yourself hydrated, because hydration, which is considered like "Nahi peena to kuch bhi nahi hota hai," good. So no, but drinking water is very much important because it helps you from distraction. It gives you alertness, and it helps you keep your gut, which is considered to be the second brain of your body, healthy. So these
Got
are
it.
the things.
Got it. So quickly, I mean, before we go ahead with the podcast, I'd like to ask you, you work with corporates, right? So can you talk a bit about your engagement and about your program? Like, how do you help corporates?
Okay. So what do I basically do is, like, nowadays people are looking towards the mental health issues and physical health issues, obviously, because as I mentioned, none of the companies want that there should be more of absenteeism in their company and the productivity should go low. They understand the value of mental health issues also that people are going through, because sometimes the highest performers are now performing very low. So what we do basically are, we tie up with the corporates, and then there we have our certain programs. For example, in a month, we give 2 programs for the employees and the founders, wherein we do a quick, like 1 hour or 2 hour session, or maybe a 4 hour session. So that 4 hour session is something which is full of activities, wherein we teach them quick tips and tricks and hacks, which you can do at your workstation and still be healthy and still do your work properly. And there will be less absenteeism, there'll be like more productivity, there'll be like the retention rate would be higher.
Got it. Absolutely. So what do you think, Daphne? How can leaders create a better work, healthier work culture?
Leaders, I would say, again, you can enroll into the wellness programs. You can keep companies, or you can tie up with companies like us for giving a wellness program, which is very much required because people sometimes need a break from work, something which is not related to work, but that's something which can actually make you happy and would be a sideline to your work. Then the second thing is like, obviously, you can take them for maybe vacation or a trip, small trip,
Off-site,
2 day
yeah.
trip, site trip. That is also very necessary. Then what you can do it at office is that in the office you can have a counselor, like uh, a counselor, a psychologist, or someone like that who's there at your place. So if anyone who is, because nowadays, see, people have a habit that they don't actually talk to each other. If I'm suffering through some mental health issue, or the boss had scolded me for no rhyme or reason, and my mood is like off, and due to which my efficiency is like now decreasing because I'm not able to work properly, because I have in mind that, yeah, why did the boss shouted at me? I didn't do anything wrong. So at this moment, or at this point, or if a colleague is bullying us, we are not able to escalate that problem to the higher authorities, because then the issue would be bigger. So at this point of time, we do not consider our colleagues to be our someone who has we can go and discuss, because they'll be like, "Ki, "Arey yaar, this is a small problem," but we do not want to hear, "Arey yaar, this is like a small problem." This is one sentence which puts us off, and we stop discussing it with the people near and near to our near and dear ones. So, in that case, you can have a counselor. You can straight away go to the counselor, take a 10-minute break, just discuss whatever there is there in your mind, and that counselor will help you, navigate through that problem, and you will be back refreshed and with full on energy.
Awesome. Sounds good. I've also seen a lot of women going a lot of health problems because of remote work or because of sitting again too many hours on the desk. So would you like to like shed some light on that, on how can women kind of take care of their selves much better?
See, the harsh truth of this thing is that the business or the startups or the work culture is still now designed according to the male model, right? You're getting it? Everything is designed according to the male model. The efficiency, the productivity, everything is concerned related to the how males perform. Now, males do not have hormonal problems. Males do not go through menopause. Males do not go through this cycle which women go through. Males go through once in a while. Women go through it every single day. And it's not just a cycle of a month. It is like every single day they have to deal with some or the other problem. So we need to create an environment which is women friendly also. We need to consider it that the productivity should not depend upon the equality of work. It should depend upon the biological identity of the employees also. That if you're considering a woman who is going through a menopause, or women who is pregnant, or women who is going through some hormonal issues, and if you expect her that you need to have show consistency rather than outcome, then that is not going to happen. Her efficiency, her consistency is going to differ from in comparison to the male employee. So the outcome is what matters the most. She is going to give you the outcome. You need to give her the time. So never compare it with the male efficiency. So that is why you must have seen that people do not consider, and then there is a silent stigma, which is the taboo, which is considered as period pains, or like cravings, or menopause, or stuff like that, which people do not like to talk about in the the corporates and all. So these are some of the restraints which women have to go through a lot, and that is the reason why you will see that on the top positions there are only few women you can see. Everything is male dominant these days. So for this, what you need to do is that you need to take care, as I said, that you need to mention it and accept the fact that it is all about the biological identity and not the productivity. So that if we consider this thing, that everything happens with the biological clock and not with the men to men relation, then the world would be a better place to live in and work.
Awesome. I feel after this conversation or during this conversation with you, a lot of this has got to do with the mindset, right? I think just talking about a high performing employee, again the mindset is, oh, I'm a workaholic. like, or this is the bare minimum to work for 10, 12 hours. So I think the mindset of the people need to change first, or even, as you said, a lot of male dominance at the top. So what do you think should be the mindset change, and how should we be more accepting towards a more holistic lifestyle?
Hmm. Okay. First of all, start sleeping on time. That is one I would like to mention, because people are nowadays are not sleeping on time. If they get time also, that even if they get free from the work well in time, they are scrolling the screens, they're scrolling Instagram reels. So the
Yeah.
screen time should be actually reduced. So that is one thing which they need to take care of, and they need to take care of their sleep. Then second would be like small habits which they can basically bring into their routine would be sunbathing, like which I do it every day. Okay, after a stressful day of work, all what you need to do is just sit in your own place wherever you think that you are very comfortable. Just little warm light is required. You don't need to have bright lights. Warm light, sit like normally with your fingers like this on your knees, and
Knees,
then
yeah.
do Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom is that it is an exercise which like you close one nostril,
Yeah.
breathe
Breathe
through
in.
this one,
Yeah.
then close this one, open this one, and exhale through this one. Just this much. And
Okay.
you will feel that all the stress is gone. And then might be you can just sit for 10 minutes like this only, and that is going to help you, because that is something which is very powerful. That is one of the yoga techniques which is very powerful in dealing with stress. So this is something which you need to do. And also
Lovely.
one
Yeah.
thing I would like to mention, that now that it is summers also, what you all can do is first keep a glass bottle with you, put a
Hmm.
water in it, and keep it in the sun, and drink
Hmm.
that sun water, like which is kept in the sun during the day, or
Hmm.
maybe once it is like hot enough and the
Yeah.
sun is, that sun water gives you the power, the energies of the sun, which are very powerful, which will actually help you to brighten up your future. So
Oh,
this is
wow.
also one of the techniques.
That's amazing. Definitely, this has
Yes.
been an amazing podcast. I've got a lot of uh, things to try out now. Sitting, grounding, Nulom Vilom, and now the sun powered water. That's amazing.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So, thank you so much, Daphne. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was great talking to you. And we've got some amazing advice from you that I think will definitely help our viewers to not change it completely, but even if it can make a 5% improvement in their life, we've done our job over here. So thank you once again for coming onto the show.
Thank you so much, Crispino, for inviting me to this show and bringing up this topic, which is actually very much important and we don't pay attention to it. So it was sweet of you. It was really nice of you to bring this topic up and consider women health topic also into this, like in this talk, so that even our women can get empowered and know that what they have to do, and even the founders know what they have to do for their women employees. So thank you so much for bringing this topic up and inviting me as your guest. So it was a
Love it, love it.
delightful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daphne. All right, take care.
You too. Bye.